Here with my P2S from Bambu Lab again. So far it has been a frustrating experience owning the P2S for a little more than a week, because within this time the extruder has had problem feeding the filaments at least twice. Okay, and this time it's a 13-hour job. 10 hours in, I get an error message, extruder overloaded. I came back, here's my Labubu that's printed 75%. And sadly, I have to stop the job because it just wouldn't feed. So in this video, I am going to actually take apart the extruder and see what the heck is going on there, where it just keeps telling me the extruder is overloaded when I try to print a rather long job every single time. Okay. If it's beyond my frustration, I might just go ahead and return the P2S and maybe look for a used P1S, because I love the P1S so much and never give me this kind of trouble or error message. So let's get started. So what we have to do is first remove the front cover, which is connected with a magnetic piece. Okay, this is your front cover fan. And this little part is connected to the top. There's a little area for you to depress. Once you depress it like this, you can pull it out and take the whole front assembly out. Okay. Another thing to do is just lower your print bed as much as possible so you don't damage anything. You could probably put something as a cover on here, but I'm just going to use my plate. And we will have to access the extruder screw, which is this 4 screws right here. 1 behind this, 2 on the top, 1 over here, 2nd behind the extruder itself. So the access of those screws is going to be a little bit tricky. And we also have to remove the filament detection sensor over here. So let's get started. First step, of course, is if you haven't cut your filament, of course, cut it and remove the clasp so you can get oh god, and this thing is stuck. I really hate this machine. Not the first time the thing's stuck here, and I think something wrong with the design of the heating block, because there were actually the printing material gets stuck behind, and then in turn it actually get the printhead stuck there. This is the second printhead that's got stuck. My original 0.4mm also got stuck. So, and again, what I did last time when the 0.4 got stuck is I just used a little screwdriver and just very gently kind of jammed it to get it loose, and then it should come out. But look at this. It's just frustrating. It's this part, for some reason, again, it just heats up and then stuck to the behind of all the printhead over here. But if yours is stuck, just gently pry it, take it out. The next step, we have to kind of loosen this screw over here. Don't take it out all the way. This screw is like a placeholder, so it doesn't run out of the housing. So if you loosen it until this thing can be put out of the housing, then we can remove the 4 screws over here. I just put my camera down and I'm using the Bambu provided hex wrench to kind of service all those parts. And again, just hold it, loosen it until you can pop this out of the whole housing assembly. Here we go. Oh, still not all the way out. You see this this thing is moving, so just make sure you back it out a little bit more. So it comes out all the way, so it can rest over there. And the next step, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, is take your filaments out for now. You press on the PTFE tube holder, you press down and you can pull this out. And leave it on the side, of course. I want to see if I can get this loosened. Okay, so it needs a different tool. So this sensor, we have to loosen this first, take the screws out. Because when we remove the extruder, okay, we want to not attach this filament detection sensor with it, and don't lose the screws. Put it at a safe spot. All right, so that is loosened. So next we will go back to remove the 4 screws, one here, one top, one here, one top. Now it might look like it's being blocked by the extruder, but you can easily access them with this Bambu provided tool. So gonna lose the first one. Three more to go. Second one. And you may notice if you push too hard, the axis might move a little bit, which is perfectly fine. But one thing to take note before we reassemble is do not over tighten all those parts, because they are pretty much plastic, biting on the plastic. So if you over tighten and the plastic is stripped, you are done for. So do not over tighten any of those screws when you reassemble. And you can see that the extruder mechanism is loose now. Once it's loose, we can just gently hold it. Try to take this screw out first. And we're just pull the top part of the sensor. Okay, get the sensor out. And the sensor just sits right here with the ribbon data cable. And you'll see your extruder gear right here. So the extruder gear actually did not attach to the extruder mechanism, which is fine. You can just pull it out gently, and the extruder gear is out. Let's inspect. There is a little bit of the filament that got stuck, like on here, on the feeding area. But inspecting the gear itself, it is fine. So I don't really know why it keeps giving an error message that says the extruder is overloaded. And again, it's extremely frustrating experience for a machine that's designed to be as simple as possible for different users, beginners, intermediate, advanced users. And I would consider myself a beginner. And look at this gear. This gear is perfectly fine. Like, there's a little bit of the stuck filament over here on one of the teeth, but that's it. I mean, I can clean it with a needle that's provided in the toolbox, but otherwise there is absolutely no damage on the extruder. But this is how you take the extruder mechanism out. Okay, next I'm gonna clean the little part over here, and then I'm gonna try to reassemble it and just show you guys how to put it back together, so at least you know the steps if you do have extruder overload message from Bambu and you need to service it on your P2S. All right, that cleanup job literally took 2 seconds, and they were not even stuck. They were just loose materials over there. And again, as I said, it keeps telling me the extruder is overloaded, but the extruder looks perfectly fine. There are absolutely no damage to it. So what I'm going to do next is I am just going to put everything back together and also check inside here. Okay, there's more extruder mechanism over here. I'm going to get the camera angle lower just a little bit. You see here? No stuck filament whatsoever, like absolutely nothing. just some grease that I can see, but the extruder gear over there, which is on the left side, is perfectly clean. And it turns perfectly fine. Again, there are no issues with the extruder. I don't know why it keeps giving me the error message. Yeah, no damage, no stuck filament, nothing. Again, I'm going to put it back. So obviously this part is supposed to go in there when you put it back. And you see how smooth it is? Like, there's no issues. No issues. It keeps telling me it's stuck after 10, 13 hours. Okay, it's crazy. I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, and so this is your extruder mechanism. You can put the gear back in here, get them lined up, and then when you actually need to put it back, it will be rather easy. You just drop the filament detection sensor over here, kind of just line up nicely, and just make sure that the screw hole is all lined up for all those 6 screws that you removed. Once you put it here, it's a definitive click, so you will not miss it, okay? I think the first thing we're gonna put together would be the filament detection sensor, okay? I'm just gonna put the screw on there, and again, do not strip it. It's all plastic on plastic. I mean, metal on plastic. If you strip it, you need a new sensor. So don't over tighten, do not strip anything, everything. Make sure everything is lined up vertically straight, okay? And getting there, just tighten and snug, and that's enough, okay? Do not over tighten. The next step is those 4 screws. And you can see, I mean, in terms of servicing it, it's easy. But that error message really bugs me on the P2S, because on P1S I've never had this issue. So yeah, I don't know why. Again, just line up the screw carefully, especially this one over here. It's going to be tricky. Okay, and it's going to be at a tilted angle, so I'm a little worried. I'm going to try to... Okay, so I think that went in okay. But this design is weird. They block their own screw over here with this little tab. They could have changed the tab location just a little bit. So might be a little bit of the design oversight to have a tilted screw mounting area. Rest of the screw seems to be mounting okay. And again, make sure everything is straight, nothing is stripped. Do not over tighten. Just snug is enough. It's very important to state this on this kind of printhead where most components are plastic. Snug, good. All right, see, get stuck. Last screw. And that's it. So the extruder is installed back on there with the sensor secured. And don't forget your cutter. So with this little blade, you will want to line it up nicely. Okay. Okay, and this screw is kind of, yep. And make sure this screw is backed out all the way and you don't damage the plastic. Put the cutter back in there and just align, make sure it doesn't drop out. And you'll want to hold this while tightening this kind of stopping screw. Do not over tighten. This one is all plastic. And just to a point where it sits in place and you lose it, it stays there, and that's pretty much all you need. Okay, so the stopping screw is installed, and make sure your blade goes in correctly. And the very last step to put the extruder back in place is to push the PTFE tube back in there. Now it's locked. Okay, so right now I don't have any filaments, but over here is the printhead. I'm going to try to reinstall the printhead, and again, first treating that this thing gets stuck onto the heat bed. Not a good design. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this out for now. Okay, I don't have my plier, so never mind. I'm just gonna put it back on here, show you guys the steps. Okay, so now it is installed, sit in place, get the clip installed on here, so you clipped in correctly. So now the last step is reconnect the front cover fan, and don't forget your silicone piece protector. Okay, reconnect the fan by just aligning the tab and push it all the way in until you hear a click. All right, so that is done. Put the fan back. And that's it. Again, I didn't even turn off the machine. The machine was still on, but that's how you service the extruder. We checked the extruder. Extruder is fine. So again, this is really bad on Bambu's part. They might want to either optimize their algorithm for extruder issue detection, or they need to come up with a different method of trying to figure out the issue, because there were no issue, but it's telling me there is an issue, and it screws up my multi-hour prints, which is, again, this is the most frustrating part. The P1S never had this issue. Why the P2S, which is supposed to be more convenient and better designed, keeps giving me more issues, with me spending 3 times as much money on this printer, right? So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try my best to answer for you guys. Okay, so thanks again, and see you in the next video. Happy printing and take care. So since we just did the extruder checkup, I think it might be a good idea to actually just do a cold pull, just to make sure that the hot end itself is not clogged, which could be the root cause of why the extruder was overloaded. And in P2S, there is a setting in the manual that helps you with doing a cold pull. So let's see. Nozzle cold pull maintenance. And basically, I think I just need to get a piece of filament. This one is Bambu white matte PLA, and check my nozzle size, set the filament, set the temperature, and it looks like all I have to do is just get the cover removed and then feed some of the filament on top. It's step by step. So first remove the PTFE tube, so which I did. Next, unplug. Third, feed the filament to extruder. So right now it is heating up, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to feed it. Let's see if we can see it from the top. Still heating the nozzle, but I do have my filament ready and pushed inside. And now it is actually ingesting the filament. I can feel it grabbing it. And now it's purging right here. That's my dual color silk. So eventually, I don't know why it's pushing it back. But it looks like the filament got stuck. I think my machine is broken. So yeah, it's just not pulling. So here we go. Something wrong with the extruder. I took it out, checked it. Extruder is fine, and right now it's stuck. And I'm doing a code pull, and it's just not doing anything. So I think I'm gonna return this machine. Very frustrating experience. The extruder pretty much failed after less than 100 hours. It's not feeding, it's not doing anything, so not good.